What if the person mopping your office floor today became the lawyer defending your rights tomorrow? Welcome to Story Studio 91. Robert worked nights. His shift started when the office towers emptied. When lawyers packed their briefcases and headed home to warm dinners, Robert pulled on rubber gloves and pushed his cart through silent hallways. He cleaned their offices. He emptied their trash. He wiped down their mahogany desks. Nobody saw him. Nobody knew his name. Robert was invisible. But Robert saw everything. He saw the law books stacked on shelves. He saw the case files left open on desks. He read the words on those pages while he dusted. Contract law, criminal procedure, constitutional rights. The words spoke to something deep inside him. They whispered a promise. They said that justice could belong to anyone, even someone like him. Robert had no high school diploma. He had no college degree. He had no money. He lived in a shelter 6 blocks from the office building he cleaned. Every morning after his shift ended, he walked to the public library. He sat at the same wooden table. He opened the same thick books. He studied law. People stared at him sometimes. His clothes smelled like cleaning chemicals. His hands were rough and cracked, but Robert ignored them. He filled notebook after notebook with notes. He memorized case after case. He learned the language of justice. Years passed like this. Robert cleaned offices at night. He studied law during the day. He slept only 4 hours. He ate one meal. He walked everywhere to save bus fare. He lived on hope and stubbornness. One day, a lawyer named Margaret stayed late at the office. She needed to finish a brief. She looked up from her computer and saw Robert outside her door. He was not cleaning. He was reading. He held one of her law books in his hands. His lips moved silently as he read. Margaret walked to the door. Robert jumped. He expected anger. He expected to lose his job. Instead, Margaret asked him a question. "What case are you reading?" Robert answered. His voice shook, but his answer was perfect. It was detailed. It was accurate. Margaret's eyes widened. "How do you know this?" Robert told her his story. He told her about the shelter, about the library, about his dream. Margaret listened. She did not interrupt. When Robert finished, Margaret made him a promise. "I will help you." Margaret became Robert's mentor. She gave him her old law books. She explained difficult concepts. She introduced him to other lawyers. She helped him apply for hardship programs. She believed in him when nobody else did. Robert studied harder. The California bar exam loomed ahead like a mountain. Most law school graduates feared it. Many failed it. Robert had never been to law school. He had never taken a college class, but he refused to quit. He studied for 18 hours a day. He memorized thousands of legal principles. He practiced writing essays. He took practice tests until his hands cramped. Margaret quizzed him every week. She pushed him. She corrected him. She never let him settle for good enough. The day of the exam arrived. Robert sat in a room full of people who had spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on law school. He wore a borrowed suit. His hands still smelled faintly of bleach. He took a deep breath. He opened the test booklet. He began to write. 3 months later, the results came. Robert walked to the library to check his score online. His heart hammered in his chest. His hands shook as he typed his identification number. The screen loaded .pass. Robert stared at the word. Tears filled his eyes. He had done it. The homeless janitor had passed the California bar exam. He was now a lawyer. News spread quickly. Journalists wanted his story. Law firms called with job offers. Robert accepted a position at a non-profit legal clinic. He defended people who could not afford lawyers. People like the person he used to be. People society had forgotten. Robert never forgot where he came from. He still woke early. He still worked hard. But now he wore a suit to work. Now judges called him counselor. Now he stood in courtrooms and fought for justice. One evening, Margaret visited Robert's small office. She smiled at the law books filling his shelves, the same books he once read by lamplight in an empty hallway. She asked him if he ever missed the quiet of those night shifts. Robert shook his head. "Those nights taught me something important. Nobody is invisible. Nobody is forgotten. The person the world ignores today might be the person who changes it tomorrow. I was that janitor. Now I am that lawyer. But I am still the same person. I just finally got the chance to show the world who I always was. Margaret hugged him. She felt proud. Not just because Robert passed the bar exam, but because he proved something powerful. He proved that your starting point does not determine your destination. He proved that persistence defeats privilege. He proved that dreams do not expire. They just wait for someone brave enough to chase them. Today, Robert has practiced law for 7 years. He has helped hundreds of people. He has won impossible cases. He has given hope to those who had none. And he still remembers cleaning those offices. He still remembers feeling invisible. He uses that memory as fuel. It reminds him why he fights. Because everyone deserves a chance. Everyone deserves justice. And everyone deserves to be seen. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to Story Studio 91 and share this wisdom with someone who needs it today.